What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Anti-Gravity Group podcast. My name is Braden Carlson.
My name is Taylor.
My name is Shane, or as you might know me, Postart.
And my name's Matt. Macho Matt. All right, there we go.
All right. You spelled your name incorrectly. That's nice.
It's just one of my many quips I have.
No, it's because people just step on him. He is Matt this week, not that his name is Matt.
You got that correct.
He's a stepping stone to success that must be sacrificed.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I was going for.
Good. Well, you nailed it. Well, welcome back, gentlemen. I'm back from balls. Shane and I were at Black Rock for a little privateer event, which we discussed in the last episode. But we record 2 episodes a week now, as you know. So we are here. So there you go. What are we talking about today, gentlemen? We have some cues to A, and we have an email that I want to get to. And then if that doesn't get the job did, we've got a little bit of Conversation Street to walk down and
What? Can we skateboard down it?
No, we gotta do it like greasers and like walking down,
okay.
like snapping fingers together.
Oh.
Yeah, all right.
And running
Pop
combs through our hair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first let me pull up this email. It comes from our friend Roy Tyson over at Roy's Rockets. And I have to assume it has to do with our discussion on the last episode, or maybe the one before, or maybe the one before that. I don't remember. A recent-ish discussion on the future of 3D printed rocketry. So, I'm stalling currently, trying to get to the login for the email, and I have found it. That's what... Oh,
well done.
now I'm clicking on the wrong things.
Spam.
Okay, let's take a look here. He says, you gave my stuff a shout out. Thanks. Here's the data from the RoysRockets.com kit on an L1000. We have flown it 3 times on that motor, all 3D printed with a Bluetooth body. No damage with the stubby retainer, but with a printed nose cone, not so good. So there's some screenshots from Telemetrum data here, or Telemini, I don't know. Oh, Telemetrum V3. Max speed Mach 1.3 with 31 Gs of acceleration on the L1000. Some pictures of the rocket. I'll show you guys, for those listening, just not watching. I mean, I apologize. It's just a yellow and blue rocket. But here's the retainer. It's a threaded retainer that looks a little bit melty, but seems to have done the job. And yeah, cool. That's pretty fast, man. Mach 1.3.
Is that Pet G? ABS?
I don't know. I have to say, I'm not a fan of calling it Pet G.
I don't know. I'm not a 3D printer just yet, but
well, that's how a lot of people say it.
Could be.
It is sitting right there. Yeah, waiting for a good winter time. You know.
Is that going to be this winter or 4 from now?
Yeah.
Okay, Video Master.
I put out 2 videos.
All right.
Yeah. Where you at, trailer?
Hey, don't bring me into this. I wasn't part of that.
Yeah, just spread the shame all around.
Okay, there's another email that is not like one of those spam emails, but I don't know really what to make of it, so we're gonna go ahead and pretend it doesn't exist, and I'll tell you guys about it later. Okay, well, let's get into some cues that we can I've asked on Discord and both the Patreons, as patreon.com/rocketvlogs or patreon.com/aggpod. Do you want to help out with funding the flights of the big rockets and seeing all the behind the scenes pictures of the stuff that we got going on? Check it out. Patreon.com/aggpod. Okay, what should we do first? Should we do Discord? Should we do Rocket Vlog? Let's do Discord.
Dude, I'm ready to A on some cues.
Oh,
No way. It reminds me, you have to ask Postart his genius new metaphor saying after we're done recording.
Awesome.
Unfortunately,
Oh, no.
it's not one we can share.
yeah.
Dang.
Polaris says thermite ? So we did an episode on thermite. I highly recommend that you don't watch it. Don't listen to it. It's basically useless. I would do some external research of copper thermite ignition because our episode was really bad, and that's all. But I mean, Taylor found everything that we use to make thermite, and it works on the interweb.
Yeah. It's all there, sort of.
Right. And someone was like, I don't understand why you guys are so secretive about this. And it's not like we're being the people that are like, this is my propellant formula and I would never share it with everyone. This is my proprietary thing. What we are being is the people that are like, we're not going to give you specifics on how to do it because we don't want fingers pointed at us when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
When they're like, my son burned his eyebrows off and it's because of Rocket and Jesse.
I guess the information for thermite is available the same way that the information for flash powder is available, and for the same reasons for why we're not just handing over all of it. So it's like, yeah, you can find the mix ratio super easy. The rest of it you have to figure out, and then be careful.
Put it to connect the dots.
There are videos of our thermite igniters being tested that should give you a decent idea of how they are made. And general rule of thumb is you don't want an explosion. So there you go. There's your copper thermite advice. Brian Clark says, what do you get the most excited about on a new rocket project? E.g. building the airframe, setting up electronics, picking a motor.
Are those our only options?
No, just anything. Usually for me, it's like painting it.
I think there's different stages. I get excited once it looks like a rocket.
And yeah, the first mock-up.
A unit. Well, it's like once the fins and stuff are all glued in, and I'm like,
yeah,
you can kind of slide the coupler in and out, and you're like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah. I think after the fillets are done,
that's when followed by disappointment when I'm trying to do the fillets and make everything look good. And then post painting, usually mild disappointment followed by some excitement.
I think
what's the mild
actually
disappointment about?
Because he paints like ass, and we all know.
That makes sense. Oh, okay, I follow.
I think getting to the point where I then have to sand everything to paint it is where it's most exciting. So I'm like, yeah, new rocket. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. And then I have a bunch of unfinished rockets.
Yeah. I think also, with the Aeropack retainer, just, unscrewing that and screwing it on a few times, that's an exciting part.
It does feel good.
That satisfying clunk.
Dude, I used to think because Aeropacks were prohibitively expensive to me growing up, I was like, wow, that ass looks professional when an Aeropack is on a rocket.
Yeah, dude, it's funny. I had this. I was the same way. Like when I was 15, I remember my first fiberglass rocket, the Performance Rocketry Little Dog. I got an Aeropack for it, and I was like, we got to go state of the art for the fiberglass rocket. I'm like, this thing's crazy expensive,
dude.
Like a $90 rocket with a $20 retainer.
I don't remember what it was, but the first time I put a 75 Aeropack on a 4-inch rocket, a fiberglass rocket that was painted, I was like, wow, dude, I made it. I'm one of the wealthy rocket people now.
I kind of felt the same way the first time I bought Kevlar shotgun.
Dude, same. Yeah, or when I go to a rocket launch and I saw somebody with a 98 Aeropack, and I was like, This guy's loaded, dude. You
I still feel that way when I get buy a 98 Aero Pack. I'm like,
yeah,
this is way too expensive.
dude.
I'm living large here.
Speaking of way too expensive retainers, I'm putting the call out. Okay. I don't know if any of them existed beyond what the Gates brothers had, but if you have a 6-inch Aero Pack that you will get rid of, send me an email. rocketvlogs911@gmail.com. Because how could I not put one on the 8-inch Punisher? It would be so sick. Well, I was thinking about seeing if they like just can still make them, but first I figured I'd ask. But yeah, be super sick. Such an absurd thing. It's probably gonna cost like $300 or something. Whoever has one, they're like, yeah, $300. That's for sure enough. I guess we'll see. No idea what they even expect, but if you have one, let me know. We'll figure it out. Possibly. Or you might tell me a price and I'll go, I don't think it needs an Aero Pack retainer. That's kind of insane. What am I thinking? That's stupid. Dougie Dallas says, what are some of the gotchas you learned about in two-stagers that you didn't anticipate would be a thing? Well, I think mostly for me and Taylor, it was like the nose cone folding in half is where we were surprised.
But also not surprised at all based on the condition of the nose cone prior to launch.
Yeah, I guess I could say in that whole project,
makes sense.
The biggest like surprise that we ran into was that the sustainer motor lit, which was as shocking as it could have been, honestly.
I was also quite surprised how easy it was. You know what I mean?
Oh, I think you both were surprised just how maybe difficult it could be to find it afterwards.
It's all a joke because we had numerous issues that were mostly our own fault, but I don't think any of that was really a surprise.
No, but yeah, I don't know what Matt's talking about with finding how difficult it could be, because we were just like, what if we just did an M to K 2-stage and it just kind of worked? So I don't think you're not going to run into anything. 2-stage rockets are just stupid easy.
I don't know if you can really say worked in good conscience.
How'd yours go, asshead?
I'm not like, I haven't flown one. That's fine. But like,
okay, well, how did it
came
not work?
apart?
Well, we have no hard evidence of that, do we?
Right. Because it hit like ground hard, probably.
I mean, I get Braden. Did your 4-inch Punisher work on the M2050?
Well, yeah, it worked until
Matt,
it hit
did
the
your
ground.
Demon work on the L850?
That also worked till it hit the ground.
It left the pad, so I guess it did work. Yeah.
I don't know. I'd argue that's not.
Listen, if there's anything I've learned from performance rockets, it's that recovery is optional, right?
That is correct. Yes.
Fair.
And this is a 2-stage rocket, and the second stage lit. Therefore, we're successful. Otherwise, it would just be a single stage with a ladder on, right?
To really answer your question, none of us have enough experience with 2-stage rockets to give you any advice on what to expect.
Yeah, check back in a year when Matt has flown a 2-stage, and he should have all the answers.
Yeah, 2-stage.
Yeah, maybe I'll get cracking on my Nike Tomahawk. Probably not. Let's move on. Ben,
you should. That thing's so cool.
Why don't you build the 3-stage kit you have?
Yeah,
I meant
3-stage. I want to. I do want to do that soon.
Why do I still not? I've asked 10,000 times.
You don't tell him again. He doesn't get to know anymore.
You don't get. Nope. You can watch the video when it comes out in 2027.
No, it's not a double shot. Ben Carrington says, how should Matt do his 2-stage? Please be detailed.
Ooh.
Have you put any thought into what kind of 2-stage you want to do, Matt? Are you doing scale? Are you just gonna rip one out and see what's good?
I'm pretty sure I'm thinking about just ripping one out. I got some spare parts from Terry, and we're thinking about putting that together. But I think I want to make sure that it works and in enough time before Airfest next year. So
interesting.
Those are some high level plans.
Dude, that would be cool though, actually, because then when Taylor's 2-stage Nike Hercules is done for Airfest as well, you guys can fly them together. And I'll build mine, and Shane will build the not double shot and bring that.
I'm building a different 2-stage that's not a Nike Hercules because the Nike Hercules can never be finished.
What are you going to start a new one? Are you going to finish that?
Yeah. It's going to be easier.
What is it?
We're going to talk about it next episode.
Wow.
Whoa. Wait, is this your waxing?
Okay, next episode, which I think is last episode?
Well, but the last episode was the balls episode. So do you mean this episode?
Which is this episode.
No, this episode is not the balls episode. I thought this was the balls episode. No, that's the next one is the next one that's the last one is the balls episode.
I thought you said okay, I thought this was going to be the last episode
next,
which was the last episode.
Right. Well, the last episode is coming up next, but so if the episode that wasn't going to be the balls episode, that was your topic of discussion, then we'll get to that later in this episode, which is the.
So we're doing the balls episode live.
Yeah, live, thirsty? And that was the last one.
Anybody thirsty for an episoda?
I've got a diet.
I got one. Here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm glad that you made a dumb joke though, Matt, because I was trying to decide if I thought when you said you got spare parts from Terry, if I thought Sperry from Terry was funnier or Ferris Bueller from Terrace Bueller. So throw it in the comments. Tell me which joke is funnier.
Sounds a little too far gone.
Should we wait until the questions are done, or we have enough questions to last the whole episode?
Well, we just mentioned the last episode so many times that we got to have something to keep people listening. So we'll go ahead and drag it out. Taylor's top secret project will be revealed after these questions. Okay.
Wow.
Stay tuned.
Tuned.
CHUNET. Okay.
Yeah.
Ernesto says, we are all drawn to this hobby for many different reasons. What gives you the purest joy? What has been your perfect rocketry moment? I think my favorite thing is when I'm building a rocket and I F it up and then I have to fix it.
My favorate thing is watching
a lot of good moments.
It's pretty sick.
What just happened?
What the?
I'm not running it back.
What did you say? You were talking over Taylor.
I like watching them fly.
I like the other part.
Don't worry about it. You can watch the episode if you want to know.
Well, just like that.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Taylor, what were you saying?
I don't remember. I think I was saying you said that messing stuff up and redoing it is your favorite thing, and I said you've had a lot of favorite things.
Oh,
a lot of favorite moments.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and honestly, my favorite one was breaking the fins off the V2 before I even flew it. That was so much fun. Or setting up the electronics bay for my Arcus. That was a fun one, too. She can attest to that.
Knocking my Lance Beta over in the driveway and knocking the canards off while I was painting it was probably up there for me.
What about me knocking your Mosquito over?
That was definitely up there. Although if it had broken, or if you had fallen on it, that would have been better.
I think, I would have probably not been allowed to stay in Taylor's house anymore.
Anti-gravity group is over. What happened? Well, Braden's fat A fell on the skeeter.
Wow, that is twisted. But I don't know. I don't really experience joy as a human.
Oh, you can tell by the monotone voice.
Right. That's why I sound like Ben Stein. I think just being at rocket launches is my favorite part. Like, no particular.
Aww.
Matt, can I talk, please?
Ones that Matt aren't at. Isn't at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I just woke up.
Well, just hanging out and seeing all the cool stuff that people doing, flying a rocket, walking around, picking it back up, picking up pieces of it after you break stuff, crying a little. It's like a full experience of life all in one place, in the middle of nowhere in the dirt.
Sometimes
I like
you get a little mad and you cry about it.
It happens.
I like
you get a little mad, you cry about it.
I think the recovery hunt could be pretty fun. I wouldn't say it's my favorite part, but
we're talking about your favorite part, Matt.
Well, okay, favorite part, it's taking a picture of the rocket on the pad. That's it. That's what I'm in it for. I'm in it for the pictures that I upload to my Facebook that everybody
Makes
likes.
sense. Matt lives his whole life around future nostalgia, so
I'm a nostalgia in development.
It's planning nostalgia.
Dude, what do you think time capsules are about?
I guess.
I'm a big fan of the time between walking away from the pad and the rocket flying, because that's like peak excitement.
That is true.
And peak nervousness.
Yeah. That is very true. When you see it out there and you're not sure if it's going to work.
I think putting it on the pad is pretty fun. Not the part where you have to wait to put it on the pad, but the part where you're actually putting it on the pad.
Yeah.
Because it's just getting pretty real.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, what brings me the purest joy is when I post a YouTube video and people tell me I did good. That's all I need. Positive reinforcement. And that's why every all the time. And that's why every negative comment, I insult them and then delete it.
That's fun. Wait, I want to get Taylor's thoughts on what do you think about people after you put your rocket out on the pad and other people are on the pad still racking their rocket after a while? What do you think of that?
We covered that last episode. We don't need to get back into that.
No, that was two episodes ago.
Oh.
Yeah, the last episode was the balls episode, which we're recording as a reminder.
Get your episodes together, Taylor. Get your S's together.
Rocket Flyer 1299 says, so I have 3 CTI J520 skid marks and I want to cluster them with Aerotech dark matter motors. We've talked about this before. I want the roar of the skid mark gives, but I also want to see a shower of sparks the dark matter emits. At least that's what I tell myself, since I can no longer buy CTI skid marks to fill up my rocket. I think you probably can again, right? They're periodically coming in. Anyway, my rocket has 6 outboard 38mm mounts and a central 54mm. Plan to light all the motors on the ground. Yeah, bang them all on the ground. My question is, should I go all in by loading 3 I-327 dark matters, a central K990, and 3 J520s, which would be complex M, or should I go with smaller dark matter motors to supplement the J520s, which would be closer to a complex L? I only have enough J520s to try this once. So would you go complex M but watching it from 1,000 feet, or go complex L and see it from 500 feet? That's what I was about to say. It's just max out the L impulse range, so it'll be closer and gnarlier. That would be my preference.
Yeah, I haven't done the math, but if you bumped it down to a K456 in the middle and then went with the I-327s, if that would be an L range, that would be my choice. But I'm just spitballing here. I haven't done the math.
Hearing the roar of a skid mark from CTI and seeing the effects of a dark matter motor is something you used to be able to get, but that's actually what my Conversation Street bit is about. So we'll get to that in just a moment's time. Tanner Conway. First of all, it was cool meeting you guys at Airfest and sharing some DDP. That's just to correct you here, diet DDP. Right, Matthew?
Yeah, diet Dr. Pepper. Diet DDP.
My question is if you'd recommend fiberglassing the fins on a 7.5-inch lock Goblin if I plan to fly it on a K1103. The fins seem nice and thick on that kit, but my concern is possible fin flutter with higher thrust motors. My thinking is that I could maybe add a layer of fiberglass on the fin roost to reinforce the fin can. Curious your thoughts. The 7.5-inch one, I think they'll take the speed from the K1103 just fine. But like, I pretty much across the board recommend fiberglassing those fins to anybody because they are going to want to just break off when they land. So,
yeah, definitely for recovery.
But as far as like just doing on the roots, oh, you mean like over the motor tube before it goes in the airframe? That's actually a good idea. Because I don't think you're going to flutter with any 54s and a 7.5-inch one, honestly. Maybe like if you were putting like a Loki L1040 in it, it might be cause for concern. But even then, are they 3/8 fins? They must be, right? For the 7.5-inch one? You're not going to flutter those with a 54. If it has like a 75,
you still probably wouldn't flutter them.
Probably not. You're right.
Just because of drag.
See. Yeah, 3/8 plywood fins, dude. I'd put an M in that, no problem. It's a big diameter rocket with thick fins. I think you're set. Maybe in that case, don't do internal fillets and just steer in. Let the fins break off and just keep gluing them back on. Colin Brum says, do you guys enjoy building rockets or flying rockets more, and why? I've modded a rocket and built a kit and 2 scratch builds since my last big launch, and I seem to enjoy building them more than flying them. I don't know. I think for me personally, it depends on the day. Because like sometimes I'm like, yeah, dude, I just want to fly rockets, man. This building ass is ass. I don't want any part of this. And it's mostly because of the like vast amount of unbuilt rockets that I now have, and it's like overwhelming knowing how much stuff is out there that I'm not working on, and then just nothing gets done. Which is, I've jumped the shark, which Shane didn't know was a real saying and didn't believe me when I told him what it was from. I have everything that me as a teenager could have possibly wanted, and I'm just like, I don't want to do any of this. Me as a 17-year-old would kick me as a 30-year-old's A, dude, for having there's an unbuilt Dynacom kit in the garage. You know what I'm saying? That's out of control.
Yeah, you're blowing it.
You're right.
Ungrateful piece of ass.
Yeah, well, it's because I leave every 2 weeks and then spend every hour of every day that I'm not working editing shorts for these ungrateful boops on Facebook, dude, and YouTube. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people emailing me and asking how to make missiles. Those are the people I'm talking about.
To get back to the question.
And another thing.
I think it depends on the rocket, like on the kit.
13 is about 13. That was a good rocket.
I like the early part of the build. Anything after the fins are on, I hate. I've decided. That's my new thing.
And that's where the Nike is at. The Herc.
That's a different conversation altogether.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Kill me. Just, yeah. That's me working on the Herc.
I think. I feel like I probably get more enjoyment out of building it because I don't know. It takes a long time. You're starting to see it come together, and then you're like, "Whoa!"
Man, if you got more enjoyment out of building it, I need to see you build some more rockets.
That's what I'm working on.
Because you never build any rockets.
Right a few though at every launch.
Yeah.
I know. Well, the thing with me in building rockets is it takes me forever. It takes me forever to do anything.
Yeah, it's because you never do it. So you gotta. It's like learn how to ride the bike every time.
Kind of. Like the whole, putting colloidal silica in your epoxy, that's something.
Just use
that
JB
I
Weld
definitely
then.
want. There we go. Yeah, I know.
Or get some Proline 4500.
No, what Matt needs, he needs to take some of his Garmin money and just buy a case of West 610.
Yeah.
That's made for Macho Matt.
Just get some Aeropoxy at that point because it's going to wind up cheaper. Like that S is expensive, but Matt honestly probably should get Aeropoxy because it's like pre-thickened and you just weigh it 50-50 and it's
cute. Imagine Matt trying to get that out of the can though. He's going to get it all over the place.
Well, that's why I suggested that and not Proline because then he's going to have things dyed black that he can never undo.
Yeah. Aeropoxy is so easy to work with. The thick one, at least.
Okay.
Will says, what are some good case sizes for 38, 54, and 75? You guys know anything about the newer featherweight Raven coming out? I heard something about October. And what are your thoughts on a Lock Magnum 3E for level 3? I don't know anything about a new Raven. I know Adrian just started posting about the Swift, which is like a tiny GPS tracker. Sort of seems to be a competitor for the Silicdyne one. I think we're all pretty much going to universally agree on what cases are the best in those sizes. So let me see if I can throw this out and see if anybody objects. It's going to be 38 720, 54 1706, and 75 5120.
Yeah.
I thought, did he say just one? I thought he said just one of each size.
No, he said good case sizes. But I was going to say, I think we've talked about that in the past. 75 6400 is another solid one, though, especially because you can still space down to 3840 if you want to put your rocket in the ground.
Yeah, but for that case itself, there's not very many motors for it.
Well, it doesn't matter because the M1315 and the M650 are there.
Well, that's true. I don't know. 5120 is probably the answer.
This man's like, well, I don't know. What's the technicality of this question? Because I want to draw a line around the circle and then tell you were correct anyway. Lock Magnum 3E for level 3. I'm here for it.
Great choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Proven.
Well, that was easy. Colin M says, talk about donut Avbays and ways to design them. I don't think any of us have done that. Have you, Taylor?
No, I mean, we've all talked about it, but ultimately I went with a hatch instead.
I haven't used one, but I have designed one. One? Yeah, just one.
I don't know if we can really get into that if it's something that we don't. I guess
it
Postart's
doesn't entice me. I'll say that much.
What is there? Seems pretty straightforward. I don't know. Make the hole in the middle bigger than at least as big as your motor tube.
Yeah, you're basically building an electronics bay with the centering rings instead of bulk plates, and then you just wedge the electronics between the motor tube and the end of their airframe tube. There you go. Zero G Print says, if you could only fly one propellant, what would it be? Discontinued propellants are allowed. If you could fly only one case with no clusters or adapters, what would it be? Somebody else go first. I've been talking too much.
One propellant. Ooh, old me would have said Blue Thunder, but Blue Thunder isn't hitting right now.
Dude, I will say I saw an M1780 at Balls too, and it went crazy hard. It looks so good.
The one at Airfest didn't look so good. It kind of burned through the case.
Yeah, it blowed up a little. My
Propellant
God.
X is a good choice.
Wow.
How do you go with that? I don't know.
All right, yeah.
It's tough. And 541706 probably.
I just thought of something as a proposition. I think for the next few episodes, we should each take turns playing my role. I want someone else to host it.
We don't have the paper.
I'll send you. I'll put the paper together. You just have to
Okay.
host it.
Oh,
You guys need
All
some
right.
media training. People are
I
gonna
think
be looking at their Spotify when Taylor's talking to me like, is it pausing? What's happening?
I wasn't sure what my answer was.
All right. Well, I gotta stop using the feature that automatically cuts the breaks out though, because then it like cuts up the soundboard effects and sometimes just takes out words. It's kind of garbage. So heads up. Sorry for the dead air, folks. Shane, continue.
I might go like White Lightning. It's just so good.
Interesting. It is like limitless. There's like any size you could imagine. There's a good motor in the size.
K550, N2000, M1315.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going Propellant X 541706. I'll just fly K1103s forever.
Well, it's just you're doing both of them together. That's advanced. I think there was two separate questions.
Yeah.
But Propellant X, you get the L1940, the M2050, K1103, and the O5500 if you're balling. But like if someone was like, hey, you're poor now, poorer now, all you can ever fly for the rest of your rocketry life is K1103s, I'd probably be like, okay, well, I mean, that sucks, but it's not. I'm not going to stop. That's still a fine motor, so like
it sucks, but it doesn't suck that bad.
Yeah, if somebody went, okay, you can only fly blackjack or fastjack now. I mean, probably would never fly rockets again.
I'm like, I could still fly like a 25-pound rocket, 30-pound rocket on one. So
yeah, exactly.
I could cluster them.
Yeah, it doesn't say particularly for the first one that clusters aren't allowed. So,
but I mean, I would probably be happy with White Lightning too.
Yeah, it's so
if
universal.
If I can use the whole range.
Yeah. Matthew, what do you got?
I'm pretty sure. I think I'd probably say White Lightning. I'm pretty sure.
But I think what was throwing me off on the question was on any propellant, like it said, out of production is fine. I'm like, is this just like motors that existed, or just like choosing this propellant in an imaginary world where that could be available for any size motor?
I think the second thing.
Then, I mean, well, I guess already a bunch of different sizes already existed, but a Blue Baboon would be up there.
I might lean towards like IMAX then.
Yeah, what about VMAX?
IMAX is still around.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool.
I don't know that I would dedicate my entire rocketry life to VMAX, honestly.
You're just being
That's
too
your
extreme
only
all the
choice.
time.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
would that not be the same with Propellant X-ish?
No, more like Super Thunder.
I think
okay.
Dude, I think after flying the I-800, I've realized that VMAX, I just don't care about under the K2045. Like, smaller than the 54, it's just fine. Like, whatever.
He's just mad because it didn't make a cool noise.
Yeah.
I'm peed. Dude.
Oh.
And now that I know it's explicitly against the rules, I can't fly my I-566 in the Minimag, which makes me sad. But the flame on the Minimag compared to that was pretty ridiculous. It looks pretty awesome. And I don't think there's another motor I could buy in 38 that will give that same effect, that will just work in a Minimag. Be like, oh, you can do the Loki 38mm K. It's only 3 feet longer than the rocket and doesn't have motor deploy.
I mean,
my answer,
a J570 would have a big flame.
I don't know if it's gonna be that big. Maybe a J825 actually. Be riding
Yeah, I don't know.
Dark Helmet's lifesaver to victory, right, Shane?
God, it took me a second to process.
So my
I
answer
had
is
to mute because there's a dog barking, but that sucks.
my answer is C star. Because it's like Propellant X, but there's more flavor. You got the I-165, L910, L1350, K740, which is one of my favorite K motors ever, the M1830, which is awesome, M2250s if you can find them, and of course the N5800.
No,
Which
he's right. That's the better answer.
and wasn't that that story we talked about N5800s in the last episode about balls crazy guys?
Yeah.
What are you
It
talking
was
about?
gnarly.
I forgot about all about that.
Wow, that was
I don't even-
nuts.
Don't even remember it, but okay.
Well, it's because the balls episode is next. It was the last one, but it's the next episode we're recording.
I was just too excited for when you asked the question that I forgot, but
All right, one size case, no adapters. What are you guys going with?
1706.
1706.
I think that's what I'm picturing in my head.
I mean,
You know,
that's
about
the
this long.
more reasonable answer. What I would like to do 3840, 75 3840, but if I'm being realistic,
Yeah.
54 1706.
I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I mean
Right.
that's kind of the right answer, but I'm gonna say 75 5120 instead. I got L2200s,
Big
I
spender
got
over here.
M1297s. Well, if I can only fly one case, I'm probably only gonna fly like 3 times a year. So I'll just buy 3 M motors and go have a ball. Phil Sturka says, I don't have a lot of room around the house, so how does one store one too many rockets so they don't get dinged up? See you all at Midwest Power. I highly recommend the industrial shelves that you have to put boards on top of, like the L brackets, and then just put pipe insulation on the L brackets and lay rockets across them. That's my favorite go-to because then you don't have a freestanding shelf, so you still have room underneath it for like a workbench or a belt sander or Shane's toolbox if you have one of those laying around.
My advice is don't build big dumb rockets because they take up a lot of room and you can't really put them on a shelf or anything.
Every time you find a spot for one, though, you go, there we go. I finally got it all figured out. And then you go buy another one, and you know what happens? You figure it out again. So the
Yep,
answer is
that's
keep
true.
buying more.
My
Yes,
advice
there's
is
always room.
if you have big rockets that are not ugly, then you can use them as home decor.
That is true. Like the Sumi being your home decor
Yeah.
in the lower living room forever. I like how as soon as it got
Except
the
it's
zipper,
ugly now, so I had
Yeah.
to trade it out.
though, straight to the garage with this piece of ass, dude.
Yeah, I
hate it.
can't look at it. It disgusts me. We'll trade it out for the big arrow.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, Liam says, what propellant is your favorite and in which motor is it best utilized? That's a pretty good one, actually. Well, I don't know if I can, after the last question, not say N5800 and C Star, because it's just kind of the thing, right? But instead, I'm going to say N4000 AMW Blue Baboon.
Yeah, I mean, I would go. It's hard to beat the N5800 Propellant X comp. I mean, but for sake of being different, I'll say Blue Thunder M2500 because every time I see one, I go, "That was sick."
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of hard to beat an M2500, but
Oh,
no, I've got one.
2000.
whoa, okay. I had somebody of great rapport in the rocketry community told me this past weekend that he does not like the N2000, especially if you've flown an N1000, because you've then flown the best motor for that case. I was like, it's a hot take, but I kind of agree. I like the N1000 way more than the N2000. And we all know how that flight went from the last episode where we talked about my flight at Balls with Eric.
Yeah.
Crickets.
So Matt, what's your favorite?
That was a great story. From the last episode.
Thank you. Yeah, I worked really hard on it.
I was worried you were gonna to ask me the same question, but I was gonna say like the i600 in the 38 millimeter case.
So I don't know if you heard the question, but we'll take the answer anyway for the sake of brevity.
Okay. I didn't.
He continues. Also, I'm recently level 1. Any suggestions for next rockets? I'm already planning on getting a Punisher 3 and 2.6 along with a mini mag. It's going to be a Rockstar theme and a Sumo this off season. Also, I'm looking to get my first case. What should I get? Anywhere between 29 and 54. If you're going to get all those rockets this off season, then just build those. I'm not going to give you any recommendations to get more than that, because then you wind up like me with so many rockets that you don't want to build it.
Sounds like you got the bases covered. And then
But get a 720.
Yeah, 38 720.
Yeah.
Matt, what would you suggest? Okay,
38 720. Okay.
Let's take a walk down Conversation Street, because mine is very important. And Taylor, you're going to have to join me in getting your credit card out. Okay?
Oh no!
Whoa! Let me show you a couple.
Should I start reading the numbers for the people?
Yeah. I'm going to show you a couple things that recently appeared. So I had a conversation with Robert DeHate while I was at BlackRock.
Oh
and
boy.
He made a suggestion that I take a look at the AMW Pro X website, and let me redirect your attention to the page for the Animal Motorworks N4000 Blue Baboon that has now returned to the AMW Pro X website. Not only that, but let me direct your attention to the page that I'm now loading for the Animal Motorworks M2200 skid mark that is now also on the AMW Pro X website. And he's talking about how these are back on the website because he's now got the DOT approval for shipping. He can legally manufacture motors, and all he has to do is demo fly motors that were already NAR certified to renew them. Once they're flown and proven, they are certified again, and he will be selling them. Also on the list, Taylor, the M1600, the Blue Baboon for the 6000 case, and much to my joy, the M3000 Super Tiger. So get your credit cards out, because we gonna make them glow, son.
Wait.
So we put in 4,000 in the Punisher or what?
I don't think we can't at this point, right?
Does that mean it will be fine to fly him in California?
No.
No.
Oh.
They were never okay in California because you have to get CSFM approval. But maybe if we convince everyone to buy an N4000, Robert can spend the money getting them CSFM certified, which that's not the motor he should get CSFM approval for, because you can't fly that here. But if you're telling me I could just wake up, walk out to Lucerne and fly a giant rocket on an M3000 Super Tiger, I'm going to perhaps cry a hair. So, yeah. So, huge moves in the world of Animal Motorworks returning, and I'm stoked about that. So, for those curious, 600 for the M2200, 1200 for the N4000, which honestly, not that crazy. I mean, and what's an N2000 now? Anybody know off the top of their head?
Probably 1100.
1215. That's the full
Yikes.
MSRP. And say something like a 7680. No, like I guess a 7600. Yeah, we'll say 7680 case, I guess. Even though the 7600 case is like more propellant than a 7680, I think. Right? Isn't it? 40. Well, not if you count the smoke.
Yeah, but
grain.
it had the smoke grain. Yeah.
The
I mean,
fire starter, the rocket burner, if you will.
Yeah.
The case bubbler.
But an M1850 is 540, so prices are fairly similar. You know, you can make all the arguments that you get a nozzle and all that with the Aerotech loads, but listen, we've accepted that we pay more for nostalgia around these parts, so get ready. N4000 coming to a 12-inch Punisher near you. Dude, what if he does the 541750s again, too? The all blue baboon load 2026, dude.
Oh.
Nuts. All right. Who's going next? What's your conversation? Street conversation?
Not it.
Wait, you got one Postart?
No, I said not it.
Oh, I see. Well, I was going to talk about two stagers.
Fired
Oh.
off. I will say I'm about to use the AMW stuff as like a huge clickbait title. We'll see how that's going for the podcast. Since the last episode did so good.
So earlier
The
I
balls
alluded
one?
to, yes, I've got plans for more two stage next year. I'm going to do a 54 to 54, I think.
Whoa. Minimum diameter?
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Have you talked to a
dang.
counselor recently, Taylor? It kind of seems like you hate yourself a little.
Does that mean I'm designing your sleds for those?
I might be able to pull it together.
Okay.
Unless you just want to.
No,
Are you volunteering?
I'm definitely not doing that.
What motors?
Yeah, where?
What do you mean where?
Airfest?
Argonia, I don't know for sure if it'll be Airfest, but
Just doing
probably.
sissy Tuesdays.
Actually, probably will do Airfest because what I want to do is try to max out the waiver. So I'm going to do a test flight first to try to get more accurate sims, so I have data to back it up, and just do like a K to a J or something, and then do an L1090 to a K455.
Dude, you know you can't take the rings off the cases super easy anymore. The DMS ones,
You can't?
they're wound into the case now. They're not glued on anymore.
Throw it on
aren't
the
they
belt
just set-
sander.
Aren't they just set into the epoxy that holds the nozzle in?
No, I think they're wound on the case now. So we'll have to look into that.
That
one.
sucks.
We'll have to look into it. I don't know. We'll investigate it. Midwest Powerful.
I'm pretty sure that's what I was told. You mean Midwestern Powerful?
Matt Western Powerful.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of Hathu, you
Oh.
got anything going on?
No, not just yet. It's been raining here, and so my attention's been elsewhere.
You worried about your hole in the ground? Is that what your mind is on?
No, it's been all filled up now. I've got dirt on everything. Now I got to pump the water somewhere.
Do you think you've got dirt on everything? I just took a rental car to Black Rock once again. and man,
yeah.
It was
That
bad this time
that
too
looked
because it
like
was
crap.
windy. So at a certain point, I just gave up on like trying to keep the doors closed for certain amounts of time, and like so I just had the doors wide open while I was moving everything around, and I spent like 2.5 hours cleaning that thing out. I was like,
That
I'm not catching a charge. But you guys heard all about my bad experience with the rocket and the balls episode, the last one that we recorded next. So
Yeah.
Can we fast forward this?
I just like to reiterate that Matt spent a lot of time putting a rain barrel in the ground to catch rainwater and has nothing to water.
I will have. Okay, and to I just want everybody else to know that Taylor's not necessarily bullying me on this. Like looking back, I kind of regret making this decision, but we are where we're at now. So there will be more flowers. There will be more plants in the ground that will need the water.
I'm gonna go turn off the water to your house.
That's fine.
I'm gonna put a padlock on your water meter so you have to use the rainwater water to shower.
Well, I have
It might be
250.
illegal. Don't say that out loud.
Yeah. Starting to get like that whitest kids you know skit.
Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
repeat it.
it's only illegal if I actually do it, right? This is all for entertainment purposes.
I think threats are also considered legally actionable.
I'm playing the character of Matt's friend.
There you go.
Oh, I see.
Jesse. That's his alias is Jesse. Okay, that should be easy enough to figure out. Yeah, anyways. Well, it's basically done, so I think that's all I have for Conversation Street. I don't really have anything for Conversation Street. Sorry. My pockets were a little light.
I would like to
I've-
redo the 75 to 54 2 stage also. Just
No, dude, we already did it. It worked fine. We got to do 98 75 now.
okay, I'm going to do it myself because I'll already have the sustainer.
Wow.
Whoa.
He says he doesn't want to do 54s, so I got to do it myself.
Oh, I'll build the booster. If I get the 3 inside this time, that's fine. Although there's
We already
a
have
booster.
the booster.
Oh my god.
My other thing was I have the M2020. So if we ever wanted to do the full M, you go M2020 to K62.
The imaginary motor that we'll never be able to get.
We could make one.
K62?
Yeah, but then we can't use it for a record attempt if that's what we want.
I know, that's the problem.
What?
I don't think we could even use it for a record attempt if we like ground the case down either.
Yeah, I think
think
with
they
a
were se-
different closure, doesn't it?
I think they were proposed to sell it without a thrust ring, I think.
That would
20
be golden.
But I could be wrong. I don't know.
What are
I'm
you
just
crying
learning
Matt?
about-
This is all
the-
this is all make believe anyway. It's not going to happen.
I just learned about a K62 about like 5 seconds ago. 23 seconds of burn time. That's crazy.
Isn't
an
that
end
burner.
quite a few?
That's a lot of. I don't think I've seen a motor burn for that long. I mean, I probably have, but I didn't
you
know that
haven't.
they'd burn.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh.
so.
I'm pretty sure it was
Sheesh.
just one of Gary's hamster dance motors that they then certified, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Certified and never made any for public consumption. Maybe we can just order one. Is it even like on the Aerotech website?
I don't think
know.
so.
Is that not like the longest burn time? I mean, of a commercially available motor?
It's probably up there. It could
I was
be.
gonna say thrust curve is saying it's probably the maximum, at least for K motor.
Well, that's on all the data that it has, so presumably
yeah.
that's correct then. Well,
hot dog.
should we get the ass out of here and record that episode from last week?
Yeah, I guess so.
Suppose so.
All right.
Over with.
My name is Rocket. You can find me right here on YouTube at Rocket Vlogs, or you can follow me on Instagram at BigB1011, or you can follow my Stage Names Facebook account, Braden Carlson, to go watch all the videos I've been posting. And Rocket Vlogs also has a Facebook account, but I haven't really been posting on it that much because Facebook won't monetize that one. And it's a lot of time editing, so I would like to see some return for it. So I posted to my personal one because it is monetized for some reason. I don't really have any explanation for that. Yeah, that's it. Follow me on the things, press the like button. Go check out the Anti-Gravity Group's Patreon, patreon.com/AGGpod, and help support this independently produced, and I mean independently produced and funded solely by me the podcast, the Anti-Gravity Group.
My name is Taylor, and you can find me in the garage wondering why the Nike Hercules will never be done.
My name is Shane, or Postart. You can find me on YouTube at Postart Propulsions, where there's a new video out. New-ish. Came out a few days ago, but go watch it, please.
Nice.
And
My name is
Disgusting.
on Archer Left.
Yeah, that sounds great. My name's Whoa, and you can find me at
Well, on that note, we are the Anti-Gravity Group. This is the Anti-Gravity Group podcast, and we will see you all next time.
We might just hear from Nigel the Rocket Cat. Load up the professional masterpiece, you can bet on that. A launch and a chat with them is guaranteed to be a blast. It's the Anti-Gravity Group podcast. Ooh, ooh.